Hi, this is Matt Hugg with ThinkMP with Steve Wasserleben and Cassandra Hayes, and we're here to do 5 tips in 10 minutes. Let's get going. Cassandra, what's your first tip for everybody?
My first tip is, number 1, know your value.
Oh, interesting. Talk about that.
Know your value, because your time and your expertise are important and they are worth you getting paid. Make sure you do not lowball yourself, because contrary to popular belief, everyone really does believe in you get what you pay for.
Yes.
You sell yourself cheap, they will think that of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. That's really good, because so many consultants have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for starting off with that. Steve, what do you got?
Marketing.
Marketing.
Got to do a lot of marketing. It's a big piece of it. Got to get out there, get your name out there, get in front of decision makers, leadership that have the decision, that make the decision to hire you.
Right.
Great way to do some marketing in the community is sometimes through volunteer work. It does 3 things. It gets you out there demonstrating what you do as a consultant on a volunteer basis. People see you doing that in that role.
Okay.
It also gives you your name, your business, some good PR, and that you're charitable.
Sure.
In what you're doing. And it also gives you, especially when you're starting out, an organization you can put on your client list to build your credibility.
Right, right, excellent. Okay, so marketing is so important, and I think we all like to do our thing, whatever that thing is, right? But you can't do the thing unless people are going to hire you to do the thing.
Right.
So
The thing.
marketing, it's like that's it.
Right.
Okay, back to you, Cassandra. What do you got?
I would say my next tip is be sure to do a really detailed needs assessment. Because a lot of times a client will come to you with an issue, and after you do the needs assessment, you realize that's a symptom, not the real issue.
Oh, interesting.
And
Easy on cause and effect. That's
Right.
really good.
Right.
Okay.
And a lot of times they get so fixated on the symptom,
Right.
they don't really understand the root cause of the problem.
Okay.
And a needs assessment, a comprehensive, real needs assessment, begins to point that out to you. And it also helps because it makes sure that you don't do, well, in the nonprofit world, it would be called missions creep.
Right.
I call it scope creep,
Yes.
because you may end up starting on what they think is the issue. During the project, you find out that is not the problem. Now you have to suddenly develop a whole nother methodology and approach to address the real issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it prevents, your needs assessment prevents you from going astray.
And going astray brings up all sorts of contractual issues.
Yes.
It talks about how much they're spending with you or not, and
Absolutely.
people get grumpy about
And you may need to and recognize that you may need to change the scope
right.
of your contract and the scope of your services. A good needs assessment begins to point that out.
It solves all that. That's great. All right. Well, top that. What do you got?
In my experience, time management is really critical, especially coming from a staff position to being a consultant. You're working in your own office, you're working in your home.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to say, I'll do it in an hour, I'll do it after lunch, next thing you know, the day's gone.
Yep. Yep.
So I think having a daily schedule that really structures everything in that you need to do. Also, really know yourself, know your own internal clock. When's the time of day when you're really the most alert and alive? So for me, it's in the morning.
Yep.
So I do my heavy lifting and my real brain turning in the morning. And so then I do a time schedule where you really factor in your prime working hours.
That's cool. That makes a lot of sense to do that. And a friend of mine who says there's no way he works in real estate, and he says he can't work at home, he'd play video games.
Right.
It's true.
That's the case for some
It's
people.
true.
Right, so he's got to be someplace else. And so finding that space, too, is a big part of that.
Yeah, because if you're working at home and you're married and you have children, After 5, when, the work needs to get done, when homework needs to get done, when kids need to get, prepared for bed,
Yeah.
that's not the time to try and start, a big project.
Yeah, or the other end of that, if you have elder care responsibilities
Yes.
too. You see a lot of people now getting into that,
Yeah.
who they have to kind of work around that same
Absolutely.
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, number 5 with you, but we're going to go back for our bonus number 6 with Steve. So what do you got?
Okay. My number 5 would be, as we ask of an organization, we also have to be willing to change. The consultant has to be willing and open to innovative ideas, processes that we may not have employed in the past,
Okay.
because the world, through social media and the Internet of Things,
Yes.
is moving so quickly that processes and methodologies that you used to use even 2 years ago
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
are
right.
out of date.
Yep. Yeah.
I used to make strategic plans for 3 to 5 years. That's non-existent now. I can't project what your nonprofit should look like in 5 years,
Right.
because things are moving so quickly that my strategic planning now is 1 to 3 years.
Interesting.
And my approach has to change also, because they're expecting the speed of light from you now.
Yes.
And you have to be willing to adopt new processes, new methodologies, new approaches, be open to that change, and be open to changing it quickly.
Yep. Yep. That makes a lot of sense, because somebody else is going to change faster than you. And you keep up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And speed now is also part of what you bring to the table.
Right. Right.
Speed of effort, speed of completion. That's part of what you bring to the table now.
And that may, and yes, it's going to be more work for you and more intense, but it's also leveraging the tools like the technology.
Absolutely.
And-
Absolutely.
And being up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Steve.
So the bonus tip toggles in with the speed and the change technology.
Ah.
We have it in our lives for speed and to make our lives easier. We need to bring that into our lives as consultants.
Use
To
it.
save time. Time is
Right.
money.
Right.
So
Use it.
Got to be
it's really key that
Yeah.
to be able to move work through quickly,
Right.
because it's our time. Time is what we're charging for. And as an added benefit to our clients, the more versed we are in technology and up to speed we are with that, as we're doing our project, it's a non-technology project, we can happen to say, well, you're fumbling with all your business cards, you could use cam cards. And
Yeah.
here, just Google it here, set it up real quick, and next thing you know, they're like, oh my God, this
Yeah.
I can get rid of all my cam cards, or they can't remember all their pass cards, use LastPass
Yeah.
And now you've become yet more valuable
to them, exactly.
Right.
Yes.
And that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a cool bonus. I mean, not just the tip, but the bonus you're giving to the client that way.
Right, and so
Absolutely.
it was value added for them, and so the next time they need a project or one of their friends in the business needs a referral, it's like, oh, you got to call Angel.
Yeah.
They did my project and then a little sum.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's cool. Okay. Great. Well, Steve Wasserleben, Cassandra Hayes, thank you so much for your 6 tips in 10 minutes.
Our pleasure.
But I
Glad to help.
am really glad to have him. Everybody, this is Matt Hug for Think NP, and to see these tips and more, because we have any number of people who have given their tips to you as nonprofit consultants, go to thinknp.com, sign up for a membership, and you'll find lots there to grow and transform you and your business. This is Matt Hug for thinknp.com, and have a great consulting day.